Hello, good morning, or afternoon, evening, whichever this video finds you. I was just going to do a review on different fuel tabs that you can use in a situation where you may not have a chance to build a humongous fire. So, we have fuel compressed tauruxine ration heating. I bought this at an Army surplus store. There's all the information. I believe it was only $1. Yeah, this was $1.50 for 3 bars, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's only 3 bars. However, I found and hunted. Oh, and here's a little pack of one of them right here. We'll open it up when we go to do the fire. Fuel compressed tauruxine ration heating for heating components of a meal. So it's actually meant for that. Here I found a recipe, and this is cotton ball and wax. That's all it is. You can find the recipe. I believe the name of the YouTuber was Rational Prepper. I will go ahead and link him in the comments below. But yeah, this is just plain candle wax. You can get used candle, whatever. I just went with an unscented candle, melted it down, and then I found he uses an ice tray, which works fine as well. But I found these little paper cups at the dollar store, and I can reuse them. Can also take and fold them up inside it as well. So if it crumbles up and whatever you put this in, all the crumbles will stay in there. You can keep them together. And you can even light this package as well. You know, I don't know how well the flame will be. But here is what we're going to test out. The little tab, homemade tab, which, you know, just wax and cotton ball, which is awesome. And then the ration heater. And then I want to show you the little find that I have. I went to a secondhand store and excuse the language, or excuse the noise, found this little burner. It's pretty awesome. It's only $2. It's pretty heavy duty. It came with this thing in it. I don't know how to open it. I'll figure that out. But this might be kind of interesting too, if I could get that open to see if I need to add anything in there. But what I'm going to do is, so yeah, this is the find. It was only $2. I'm not going to use this thing today. I'm only going to do a review on 2 tabs, because I'm not too sure. This is my first review. But I used this the other day. I tried one of these just to see if it would work. So it left a little weird imprint on this dollar store fashion tin. Yeah, the dollar store came with a few things in there. I got this for 50 cents. It's just a really thin metal bowl. So I'm going to try boiling water in this one. And just to try a different thickness and one with a lid, I found this one for $1.50. It's a little bit thicker. Let's see how well each of the tabs do with boiling water in both of them. Probably going to measure about 16 ounces of water for both. So yeah, we'll come back and I'll be outside. We'll get this going. This is how I have it set up. I have some tin foil with the homemade tab on the bottom of this. And then I went ahead and just used the bottom of the tin, put it inside of a dollar store baking pan. And I'm going to put the tab in that and then put this on top to see. We're kind of going to do a side-by-side comparison. And then we'll let the water cool down, come back, and then try it again. I'm probably thinking this tab will last a little bit longer. So we're going to use the last 2 tabs for this experiment for this one. Which already this is giving me a better vibe because you're using less source that way. So with further ado, we're going to go ahead and light this one first. I have the water up here with the tabs. So I'm going to put probably the thick one on here first. So let's get this fire going. I'll be back. Okay, so I have the fire going underneath here. It's going pretty good. It took a minute for it to light. That's the only downside. The ration heater, it took off right away. You can't really see the flame, so you don't know if it's lit or not. But let's see which one will start to boil first. I'll come back when I start seeing bubbles and we'll see. So, I don't know if you can already start to see the bubbles in there at the bottom. The ration heater, I don't know if it's because it's a thinner pot, might be working a little bit better. And here is, see, there's the flame coming out. It's kind of smoky. I don't know if I did this right or not. But here is the water with the wax. It may take it a minute, but I'm sure it'll go. Alright, so come back. There's a slight little bubbles in there. I took it off of that because it was kind of slowing it down, so I think that might be what I need to do for the next one as well. And I know this isn't really an accurate test because I have this on there, the burner, and I have a couple bubbles going in there. I'd say they're about the same. If this was closer on the flame, I'm sure it probably would already be at a roiling bubble. But look at this thing. It is just flaming. It's got a good flame and everything. I think this is my way to go. Look at that. It's a little briquette. It's still going. And I'm sure if I had some sidewalls on it as well, like I do on this one, they probably would have definitely a good boil going. But it's definitely warm enough to be able to, rehydrate some food if you need to, or not necessarily boil the sterilized water quite yet, but it is pretty close. And this one I can still hear it going. I can't quite see if there's a flame or not under there, but I can hear it. So as far as these two pans go, I'm going to have to say, even though this has more bubbles in it, it's not a roiling bubble yet, and it's closer to the flame. This one, a little farther away from the flame, and they have about the same amount of bubbles. So if this was down farther on the flame, it would probably already be at a roiling bubble. So what I'm going to do now is let these two cool down, come back, and try it again. This time with this one over here and that panel over here. And then when all this is done, what I think I'm going to do is take this one and put it in the little tin and put it on the pot on it. And like I said, I bought these pots used, so I'm not too worried about them. So I know there's going to be some discoloration. Oh, look, there's some steam coming off of this one. But I bet it'll make that boil quicker, the thicker pan, if I put it over here. I just like this little setup. I think it's cute, and I don't really need to worry about taking too much time on getting this going. But so far, my favorite, I'm going to have to go with the homemade one, just because it's a bigger flame, you can see it. This one, there's a little bit of smoke that came along with it. I'm not too happy about that one. I mean, there is smoke coming off of this one now, probably because it's getting hotter. But I would have to say I think I'm liking this one a little bit better. So come back after these two have cooled down and let my phone charge a little bit more. I hope you guys are liking this review. I'm glad I found Rational Prepper's webpage on how to make this, because this is kind of neat. I think I've made quite a few of them. So I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't cost very much money to make them. Look, This is already burnt down into the little nothing. This is still going. And I'm pretty warm sitting next to this as well. So letting the water cool down. Should probably take the lid off of this one. But yeah, I will be back. Okay, we've had a little bit of time to cool down. Here's aftermath. That took like probably another 5 minutes on top of the video when I said I'd be back to burn out. So it does create a pretty long flame. I'd have to say I really like that one. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is put a new tab on that one without the lid on top and put the thicker metal pan on there. Then I'm going to take the thinner metal and put it on the homemade tab. So I'll be right back once I get everything lit up and get the pans going. And one thing I do want to add about the white, the homemade tabs, they're not really necessarily waterproof, so if you have part of the cotton showing and it gets wet, it probably won't light. These do have a waterproof package, but it is tin foil, so I mean it could break open, I guess, but it seems like it would be pretty waterproof as well, so that's another plus side about this. I don't know if you get these wet if they're able to be lit or if they have to be dried, but yeah, okay, I will be back as soon as I get this all lit up and the party going. Okay, so the flame's kind of going. This one lights really fast. You can't even really see the flame. I mean, but it's going. I think. Maybe it didn't go. Now it's going. You can't even see the flame at all. So I kind of set this on top. And so we've got, the wind might be picking up than it did earlier. Get the flame going. Double check this. It's not going. See, so this one is giving me a little bit of a problem with getting up and going. Or it could be the fact that maybe I do need to have this plate underneath. There it goes. Put that on top. Yep, it's going. So that way it gets more oxygen, I guess. Maybe. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so now we just sit and wait. In a normal situation, if you have a lid, you'll use it. So I'll put that on. And we'll wait and see what happens here. This one's really taking off. Yeah, I'll be back when I see more bubbles forming. This, I think it would work still. I think with the already made tabs that you definitely need a thinner pan. Maybe one of those cook stoves too. This one seems like it's taken off pretty well. And the pan is kind of hot. But yeah, it lasts for quite a bit on that flame. What I'm going to try to do is put one of those under that. You can really feel the heat coming off that one here. I think this one's burnt out. No, they're still going. Okay, you know what I was thinking on my other video, or on my other part of the video was, excuse my hand there, what I was thinking on the other part of the video was to, instead of it being like this, maybe I should have had it like that, so it's a flat surface that heats up, kind of like a glass top, and that would have been smart. Also, what I'm going to try to do with this one is I'm going to go ahead and light the paper. Let's see if it works here. This paper should go up pretty good, you would think. Let it take off. I'll be back once I get this lit. Well, the paper lighting idea was kind of a fail, but we're going to go ahead and attempt to get it lit now. Alright, that puppy is lit. It took a minute, but got it lit. Now, let's see if I don't put this out. Is it still lit in there? Let me see. Looks like it's still going. So we're going to put the heavier pan on. It's hard for me to tell. I still see flame. At least I think. There's flameage. Okay. We're going to see if this works a lot better. I bet it will. A little bit of oxygen in there. I think it's lacking a little bit of that. Flame's coming out. I think this will make it last longer, a longer boil. I don't know, maybe the open concept just up a little bit closer. Maybe I can craft something to make it up, the flame up a little bit higher. But yeah, they both work. I like them. They work really well. I like the homemade ones. Listen to that snap, crackle, pop. Like I said, I will go ahead and leave the description or the YouTube link down below for Rational Prepper, the video where I learned how to make this, and I hope you enjoy. Like, share, whatever you like to do. Subscribe. Till next time.